सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय। From today onwards, for the next 7 days, we'll be discussing the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gītā. And what is the name of the chapter? Shraddhātrayavibhāga Yoga. Audio is clear? Yes. What is the unique feature about this chapter? This chapter is very, very important for all spiritual seekers doing spiritual sadhana. It is a sadhana based chapter. What is the purpose of spiritual sadhana? The purpose of spiritual sadhana is purification of mind. Why should we purify the mind? We should purify the mind because only in a purified mind the truth is revealed. The truth or God is revealed. The only qualification necessary for God realization is a purified mind. Purify the mind, gain self-knowledge and be free, be liberated. This is what the scriptures say. Now the question is how to purify the mind. For that we will have to do spiritual sadhanas. What are the spiritual sadhanas to be done? This chapter will guide you. Lot of valuable, important suggestions are given in this chapter. So in the 7 days we will be discussing these sadhanas. What are the sadhanas mentioned in this chapter? There are 4 important sadhanas. Number 1, ahara. If you want to have a pure mind, you will have to be very choosy regarding what you eat. Because the food which you take, a part of it becomes your mind. So therefore it is necessary to know what we should eat and what we should not. So here in this chapter you will find a mention of sattvic food which must be taken, rajasic and tamasic food which must be given up. Topic number 2, we have yajna. Loosely translated, yajna means worship. What kind of worship we must undertake? Sattvic worship. And what are the types of worship we must give up? Rajasic and tamasic worship we must give up. Discussions are based on that also. Ahara, yajna, the third one is dana, charity. In spirituality, if you have to progress, you must be charitable. But with regard to charity also, there are a lot of confusion in the minds of the people. So that topic also is taken up. Sattvic charity is what one must do. Rajasic and tamasic dana one must give up. Ahara, yajna, dana. The fourth one is tapas. What kind of austerity we must take up in spirituality? Because with regard to tapas also there are a lot of confusion in the society. So here in this chapter there is a detailed discussion about the type of austerity a true spiritual seeker must perform. Austerity at the body level, austerity at the speech level, and austerity at the mind level. Kaikam, vachikam, manasam. At the body level, speech level, mind level. What is the kind of tapas everyone must undertake? And not only that, what are the kinds of tapas we must avoid? Rajasic and tamasic tapas. What are their characteristics? We must give it up. Sattvic tapas we must take up. So what is that attitude behind performing austerity? All those things are discussed in detail in this chapter. So what are the four things? Ahara, yajna, dana, tapas. 4 chapter. Now four topics. Now these 4 topics, if you take in a generalized way, it covers all the topics. How it covers all the topics? In life, these are the only 4 things which you must keep in mind. Number 1, acquisition. Number 2, conservation. Number 3, channelization. Number 4, application. These are the only 4 things. Like for example, you build the dam. Why do you build dam? So the water comes. Acquisition of water is the purpose of dam, isn't it? Once you acquire water, you conserve it, then you channelize it, give it a right direction, and then you allow the water to flow. Application. Isn't it? Acquisition, conservation, channelization, application. In the same way, every one of us, we have infinite amount of energy in us. We are alive, we have energy. With this energy, you can reach very, very high. Even to the status of God you can reach, provided you apply this energy in the right direction. So what are the 4 steps? Acquisition of energy, ahara. Conservation of energy, tapas. Channelization of energy, yajna. And then application of energy, dana. Giving energy. Spending energy, dana. So in a general way, you will find these 4 topics covers everything. Right. Now with this introduction, let us enter into the 17th chapter. So this chapter is meant for spiritual seekers. Very many doubts regarding spiritual sadhana will be cleared in this chapter. 16th and 17th chapter, it is for the purification of mind. So this time we are taking 17th chapter. In 16th chapter, emphasis is given to cultivating noble virtues. Daivi sampat. A person should cultivate noble virtues, only then he can progress in the path of spirituality. That was the topic covered in 16th chapter. Sometime we will take that chapter also. Now in this chapter, the focus is upon spiritual sadhana based on ahara, yajna, dana, tapas. Right. Now we enter into the chapter. Let us chant the first verse. The first verse, this chapter begins with a question raised by Arjuna. So first of all, we will understand what this question is. Please repeat once. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Saptadashodhyayah. Shraddhātrayavibhāga yogaha. Arjuna uvacha. Ye shastra vidhimutsrajya yajante shraddhayanvitaha tesham nishtha ka Krishna sattva rajastamaha. Together. Ye shastra vidhimutsrajya yajante shraddhayanvitaha tesham nishtha ka Krishna sattva rajastamaha. Now, in order to understand what Arjuna is asking, because this question is related with the previous chapter, so we must know the source of this question. Why Arjuna is asking this question? So for that, we will have to refer to the last two verses of the 16th chapter. Verse number 23 and 24. So what does Bhagavan say there? Bhagavan says, Arjuna, Yaha shastra vidhim utsrajya vartate kamakarataha. A person who utsrajya, having given up, who abandons shastra vidhim, injunctions of the scriptures, one who never pays attention to the scriptural teachings, he ignores the teaching of the scriptures, and then what is the basis of his life? Vartate kamakarataha, lives an indisciplined, sensuous life, lives according to his whims and fancies, based on his likes and dislikes, based on his vasanas, a licentious life. Such a person who doesn't bother about the scriptures, lives an indisciplined life. What happens to him? Nasasiddhim avapnoti. Such a person will never attain perfection. Siddhi means perfection. Nasukham na param gatim. Such a person can never be happy. Such a person can never be prosperous. Even after death, there is no hope for such a person. He only suffers. Here also, hereafter also, he only suffers. He cannot succeed in life, materially or spiritually. So therefore, what is the instruction? Tasmat, therefore, shastram pramanam te. May the scriptural teaching be the authority in your life, be the guiding light in your life. Karya akarya vivastito. In life there will be confusion. What should be done, what should not be done. Commission and omission. Do's and don'ts. In life, whenever you are in confusion, so what should be the guiding light? The scriptural teachings should be the guiding light. Jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum iha arhasi. So therefore, what should we do? First of all, learn what the scriptures say. Shastra vidhana uktam jnatva. Having known what the scriptures have to say regarding this situation, knowing it, karma kartum iha arhasi. You must perform your actions. So all your actions must be based on the teachings of the scriptures. This is how the 16th chapter ends. So now, when Bhagavan said this, Arjuna has a question. So what does Arjuna say? Bhagavan, I understand what you say. What you say is, those people who follow the scriptural teachings, live their life based on the scriptures, those people, they attain liberation, they succeed in life. Those people who live a licentious life, they suffer. they can never attain liberation. I understand these two categories. But Bhagavan, in this world, there is a third category. Who is that third category? On one side, Shastra Vidim Utsrajya. They don't follow the Shastras. But on the other side, Yajante Shraddhāyavibhāga. They worship with faith. So you can't put them in any category. The main two categories are those people who follow the scriptures, they get liberated. The second category, those who don't follow the scriptures, they are sensuous, indulgent, extrovert, they never attain liberation. These two categories I can understand, but there is a third category which neither you can put there nor can you put it here. Who are they? Shastra Vidim Utsrajya. They don't know the Shastras. Why they don't know the Shastras? Maybe they are not exposed to the teachings of the scriptures. They never got an opportunity to learn scriptures. Or maybe because of difficulty, because most of the scriptures are written in Sanskrit. They don't know the language. Not only the scriptures are written in Sanskrit, commentaries are also written in Sanskrit. So it is possible that the very language has become a barrier for them to learn the scriptures. Or maybe because of sheer laziness, or because they feel that it is difficult, they have not paid attention to the scriptures on one side. But are they indulgent? No. They have faith. Yajante Shraddhāyavibhāga means they follow the rituals, the traditions. Right? They are not indulgent people. They are not sensuous people. There is a kind of discipline in them. What is the discipline? Whatever our forefathers have done, the same path we must follow. Whatever our ancestors have done, the same thing we must do. So this is their plus point. So they also have some kind of rituals, some kind of traditions which they follow. When a child is born, there is some ritual. Now what kind of ritual will they follow? Not based on the scriptures, but the rituals which the ancestors have passed on to them. They will be following it. When a child is born, or when some marriage is taking place, or when somebody dies, some kind of rituals they follow. Very many times it will be a violation of the rituals mentioned in the scriptures. Because they don't know the scriptures. But they have faith in all these kind of rituals. Isn't it? So when the puja has to be done, whether I should sit on the right side or left side of my wife, when I do the arati, should it be clockwise or anti-clockwise? When I do achamanam, what should be the posture of the hand, mudra to follow? During Pradakshina Namaskara, how many times to turn around? There are so many things which the Shastra might have mentioned, but this person doesn't know. But the person has faith. I hope you understand. So here is a person, on one side he is not aware of the scriptures, but on the other side he has faith. Now Arjuna's question is, Bhagavan, what about this third category? Tesham nishtha tu ka. Where will you classify them? Where will you categorize them? This side or that side? Will such people attain liberation? Or they will not attain liberation because they are not following the scriptures? This is the question. I hope the question is clear. Their plus point is they have faith. Their minus point is they don't know the scriptures. Because in the previous chapter, Bhagavan had said, those people who follow the scriptures alone, they reach. Those who don't follow the scriptures, they live a licentious life. There is no question of attaining liberation. So now Arjuna's question is, Bhagavan, what about them? Right? So now, this question paves way for the entire chapter of 17th chapter. So now, let us see how Bhagavan answers. The answer is extremely beautiful. Only Bhagavan can answer this way. Let us chant verse number 2 and 3. श्रीभगवानुवाच त्रिविधा भवति श्रद्धा देहिनां सा स्वभावजा सात्विकी राजसी चैव तामसी चेति तां शृणु सत्त्वानुरूपा सर्वस्य श्रद्धा भवति भारत श्रद्धामयोऽयं पुरुषः यो यच्छ्रद्धः स एव सः त्रिविधा भवति श्रद्धा देहिनां सा स्वभावजा सात्विकी राजसी चैव तामसी चेति तां शृणु सत्त्वानुरूपा सर्वस्य श्रद्धा भवति भारत श्रद्धामयोऽयं पुरुषः Yes. So now Bhagavan says, Arjuna, your condition, your question I understand. Those people who have given up the scriptures, who don't follow the scriptures, but who worship with faith, where will you categorize them? Can you call them sattvic or will you call them tamasic and rajasic? Now, Bhagavan's counter question is, Arjuna, you said they worship with faith, isn't it? With shraddha. My question is, what kind of faith? The result will depend on what kind of faith. Because everyone in life, everyone has got some or the other kind of faith. So the question is, what kind of faith? Trividha bhavati shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja. Because this faith itself is of three kinds. What are the three kinds of faith? Sattviki, Rajasi, Tamasi. So whether that person is going to get liberated or not depends on what kind of faith he will have. If it is a sattvic faith, fine, he will definitely get liberated. It doesn't matter whether he follows scriptures or not. But if the faith is rajasic or tamasic, then there is no hope. So now a new topic has come up. What is the new topic? First of all, what is shraddha? And what are these three types of shraddha? The whole chapter is a discussion upon this. Shraddhātrayavibhāga. These three types of shraddha. So what does Bhagavan say? Shraddha swabhavaja bhavati. Now Bhagavan is defining what is this shraddha. What is this shraddha? It is born out of swabhava, nature of a person. The samskaras of a person. The vasanas of a person. So very many lives we have lived. In all those lives, what kind of samskaras we have gathered, accordingly will be the shraddha formed in us. Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati. So a person's shraddha will depend on the way of thinking. So now let us spend some time here. What is this shraddha? Then we will go deep into it. Shraddha comes from two terms, shrat plus dha. Shrat means truth. Dha means dharana, to uphold. So, what is the definition of Shraddha? Satyatvena dhatte ya vrittihi sa Shraddha. What is that which a person believes to be true, that is his Shraddha. Satyatvena dhatte. What is it that the person, what is his belief system? What does he believe as true? That is called Shraddha. So how is this Shraddha formed in us? All of us in life, what do? We gather experiences, isn't it? How do we gather experience? When the instruments, the body, the mind, the senses, the intellect, when the instruments interact with the world outside, we experience. We go through experiences. Please pay attention here. So here is something which I do, action I do, there is a reaction from the world. So there is an interaction of myself with the world. In this interaction, I gain certain experiences. Then I analyze those experiences. I come to certain conclusion about life. This set of conclusion which I derive based on the analysis of the experiences that I gather from world, this set of conclusion is called Shraddha. You can call it belief system. You can call it ideologies in life. You can call it understanding about life. Philosophy of life. These are the different names which you can give to this term Shraddha. What is it that you have understood about life? What are the things to be done in order to become happy? What are the things which you should not do so that you will not become miserable? This understanding about life is what is called as Shraddha, your belief system. And how did you gather this belief system? Through your experiences. You have gone through so many experiences. You have analyzed those experiences with your own independent observation. You have come to certain conclusions. This set of conclusion which you have gathered by going through these experiences, this set of conclusion is called Shraddha. Examples will make it clear. Let us say there is a person who observes life. And what does he find? The greater the comforts and the conveniences, more I am happy. He finds it. The greater the comforts and the conveniences of life, I am happy. There is a fridge, there is television, there is internet, there is a big house, there is a big car. All comforts are there. And these comforts have made my life happy. This is his observation. He finds that in others' life also the same thing happens. Now all these comforts and conveniences, how can you get it into your life? What is the source? Money. Isn't it? More money you have, the better the things which you can purchase from the world. Greater the purchasing power, greater are the comforts and conveniences. And greater the comforts, greater the happiness. So what is happiness? Money is happiness. This is the way this person has observed. Correct? So what is the conclusion he has come to? The conclusion is, if you want to be happy, money has to be there. Money is happiness. So once he has made this philosophy about life, that money is happiness, what kind of life he will lead? Now see that. Shraddha mayoyam purushaha yoyat shraddha sa eva saha. A person is nothing but his belief system. Whatever is his belief system, according will be everything else. That person is nothing but his belief. This is what Bhagavan says. Now we will see how it is. So this person says, money is happiness. Now what kind of lifestyle he will have? every moment he will spend only in one thought. What is that thought? How to earn more. Isn't it? What will he value? He will value money. So therefore he will say, time is money. Because that is what he values. Time is money. Now what will be his lifestyle? His lifestyle will be in such a way that by hook or crook, it can be illegal means, immoral means, loot, plunder. But one thing should be there. What is it? Money must come. Now see, once a person has got this belief system that money is happiness, his entire life is geared for only one thing, money. This belief system will decide how he is going to spend his time. This belief system will decide how he will handle his day-to-day, problems. His belief system will decide what kind of people he will become friendly with. Right? This belief system will decide everything in life. So therefore Bhagavan says, Shraddhāmayah Purushaha. A person is Shraddhāmayah. He is that faith only. There is no difference between this person and his faith. There is no difference. Because everything in life is determined by his faith. What a person believes, that he is. So here is this person who says, money is happiness. His life goes in one direction. He says, a conducive environment which gives happiness can be gained only through wealth. So let me gain wealth by hook or crook. This is the way he lives. Another person, what is his belief system? According to him, let me do sat karma, because it is the karma which creates the environment. If I do good actions, as a result of the reaction of my action, as the famous saying goes, as you sow, so shall you reap. So therefore you don't have to bother about the conducive environment. It will come. What you have to take care? You have to take care only of your karma, your actions. If your actions are good, automatically a conducive environment will be formed which will give you happiness. But if your actions are bad, what kind of reactions will come from the world? Bad reactions will come, negative reaction will come, an unconducive environment is formed around you which will give you only sufferings. Suppose this is the belief system which this person has. This is the shraddha. Then what kind of lifestyle he will have? Even in the compromising situation, he will not compromise. Because he knows my own karma will come back to me as karma phala. So therefore, where will he make corrections? He will make corrections at his own karma. He will ensure that his karmas are good, noble, virtuous, selfless. Because what is his faith? My own karma gives me happiness or sufferings. Are you able to understand? Remember, every one of us, we create shraddha based on our experiences in life. We analyze our experience and based on that we come to certain conclusions. The question is, how are you going to analyze your experience? That's why Bhagavan says, Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati. How is this shraddha formed? Sattvanurupa. How you analyze your experience, your way of thinking determines the shraddha. Two persons, they may be going through the same situation, but the way the shraddha is formed will be totally different. One person may say, if you want to be happy, you must be truthful. Another person also is living in the same world. What will he say? If you are truthful, you can never be successful. So one person is holding on to truth for happiness, another person is holding on to untruth, dishonesty for happiness. There are people who say, in this Kali Yuga and all, if you live truthfully, you can never succeed. And in Hindi there is saying also, Tedi ungli se hi ghee nikalti hai. You have to be little crook and all that. Then only you can succeed. Such people are also there. See the kind of shraddha which is found. In every field, this shraddha plays an important role. Remember, everyone has got shraddha. Shraddha means belief system. What do you believe? What is your opinion about such and such aspect? What is your understanding about this aspect? Another example. There are people who believe that if you want to be strong, you must have non-vegetarian food. There are a section of people who believe this. Eating all these ghas phoos, leaves, vegetables, it can't give you strength. If you want to be strong, what you should do? Chicken and mutton should be eaten, non-veg. There are people who believe that. That is their shraddha. Now what kind of lifestyle they will have? Definitely every day they will be eating non-veg. Because they glorify that. But there is another category of people. What do they say? No. Non-vegetarian food is not good for our health. Because this body is not designed for it. For example, we don't have canine teeth. That sharp teeth which tigers and lions have. Which means that our body is not meant to eat that. Moreover, our intestines are long. Unlike that of these carnivorous animals. These intestines are not fit to digest that kind of food. They have their own logic. Moreover, when these animals are killed, there is fear, there is worry, there is anxiety, and all these negative emotions in their body produce poisonous toxins. So when you eat that animal, all those poisonous substances get into your body, and thereby your health is affected. Therefore, this food is not good. Moreover, there is so much of violence involved. So therefore, it is not good. So then what kind of food he will have? See that. The food he will have will be vegetarian food. Why? That is his shraddha, belief system. Are you able to understand? How the shraddha is guiding your life. In every field it is true. Every field. There are people who believe that drinking is good. So definitely they will drink. I must have shared with you some time back. So there was this, who is that? Professor who wanted his students to know that how drinking is bad for health. So what did he do? He took one glass of rum, and then in front of all his young students, he put a worm into it. So within few moments that worm dissolved. So then he asked, what is the lesson you have learned from this? So he wanted to say that your body also will be burnt by this alcohol. So somebody got up and said, sir, if you drink alcohol, all the worms in the stomach will die. Now see, the situation is the same. One person learns the right lesson, the other person learns the entirely opposite lesson. Isn't it? So it's very important how you analyze your experience. You may be going through experience, lot of experiences, but mere going through experiences will not do. You must also know how to analyze your experience. And the scriptures teach us how to analyze the experience. How to analyze your experience. Who is our guide? The scriptures are our guide. Right? But here we are talking of a person who is not following the scriptures. He has only shraddha. So therefore all these confusions. So you will find that everyone has got a certain shraddha, and it is this shraddha which determines their entire life. A person who believes that we are only this body, there is nothing called rebirth. They are called as charvakas. So what is their philosophy? Their philosophy is life is only this. From date of birth to date of death. Full stop. After that, there is nothing called after that. There is non-existence. So you exist only when the body exists. The body is born, you are born. Body is dead, you are dead. Okay, then what is the goal of life? Now see, eat, drink and be merry. Bas. Why? Because there is nothing else. There is nothing called papa, punya, etc. Where is the question of papa, punya when there is no life after death? Isn't it? So what kind of lifestyle they will have? Moment to moment. They also say, be happy every moment. According to them, what is happiness? Indulge in sense pleasures. That's all. Happiness is what? Eat, drink, be merry. So therefore, if you are a professional, at a young age itself, get everything in installments. TV, fridge, washing machine. Because later on you will become old, but then money is there, but means are not there to enjoy. Then what is the use of that money? So therefore, through loan, get everything. And start indulging at a very young age itself. So that you have maximized your happiness. For them, there is nothing called punya or papa. For them, there is nothing called mind control, sense control. What is the use? So you see what kind of lifestyle they will have. But suppose there is another person who has faith in the scriptures, in God, in Guru, in moksha. He has faith and he is walking the path. What kind of lifestyle he will have? Totally different. Isn't it? So his attention will be more and more in mastering the mind, in developing bhakti, devotion, in gaining knowledge about the scriptures, in gaining dispassion. These will be his focus. A Charvaka, what is the main place where he will spend time? All the malls. Evening times are spent in malls only. See all kinds of films, visit all kinds of restaurants, gossip, chit, chat, club, pub. Because that is life. For them that is happiness. Whereas a spiritual person who has faith in all these kind of scriptures, how will he spend his time? You will find he is spending time in meditation. He is spending time in satsang. He is spending time in studying the scriptures. He is spending time in all that thing which will develop noble virtues in him. This is the way he will be spending time. Yes or no? What is that which made this difference? It is all shraddha, faith. So the most important question in life is, what is your faith? Where is your faith? What is your belief system? Once you know the belief system of a person, rest everything can be predicted. That is why it's said, Shraddhāmayoyam purushaha yaha yat shraddhaha sa eva saha. A person is what he believes in, full stop. So what do the scriptures do? They correct our shraddha by guiding us in the right way. They make our shraddha sattvic shraddha. This is the role of the teachers, the spiritual masters, the scriptures. And that is why the highest respect and regard is given to the spiritual masters. Why is it that we celebrate Guru Purnima, today being this auspicious day? We must understand the importance. What is it that the Guru does? What does he do? He makes our shraddha sattvic. He corrects our belief system. Because that is where everything starts. What you desire depends on your belief system. How you spend your time depends on your belief system. What kind of behavior you are having, it depends on behavior. It depends on your shraddha, belief system. What you value in life depends on shraddha. How you analyze life depends on shraddha. How you handle situations in life depends on shraddha. How you respond to the worldly problems and challenges depends on your shraddha. So what is the most important thing? Shraddha is the most important thing. So what is the primary thing we must do once we come to this world? Make this shraddha the correct one, the right one. And how to make this shraddha the right one? Get the guidance of the scriptures. But the problem is, if I read scriptures, I will not understand. So I need a mediator who can make me understand what the scriptures say. Isn't it? Now who is that mediator? Sadguru is the mediator. There is a beautiful comparison. The Vedas, they are compared with ocean. Vedas are compared with ocean. Now suppose you are thirsty. Can you go to the ocean? Of course there is water there, but can you drink that water? No. This oceanic water should become clouds. And the cloud should rain. That rain water you can drink. It can be used, isn't it? In the same way, the scriptures, they are huge. It's an ocean. Just like how huge is this ocean, in the same way the scriptures are also innumerable. In one lifetime you can never read all the scriptures, it's impossible. And even if you read one scripture, you are not able to understand. Because they are written in a coded language, in a mystic language. The language itself is difficult. The concept is still difficult. So therefore you need somebody who can understand the scriptures, who have mastered the scriptures, and who can impart the knowledge of the scriptures to us in such a way that we are able to understand. Not only that we are able to understand, we are inspired to live what the scriptures speak about. So what is the job of a guru? The job of a guru is make the scriptures understand and inspire us to walk this path. The job of a guru is to correct our shraddha, our belief system, our understanding about life. Because once the understanding comes correct, then rest of your life, you are independent, you are on the right track. Everything is auspicious with you then. You know how to handle life's challenges. You are on your own. You are safe. You are protected. Definitely someday or the other, you are going to reach the goal. So that is why in our life, Guru is very important. So Guru Purnima is normally celebrated as Vyasa Purnima. So why Vyasa Bhagavan is given so much of importance? If you see, the Prasthana Trayis, they have come from Vyasa. What are the Prasthana Trayis? These are the three most important book of knowledge for the Hindus. The three. What are they? Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gītā. These are the three. And you will find in all the three, Bhagavan Vyasa has a role. All the Vedas were compiled by Bhagavan Vyasa. So therefore Upanishad comes under Veda. Brahma Sutra was composed by Veda Vyasa. Mahabharata, in which Bhagavad Gītā comes, Mahabharata was also composed by Veda Vyasa. So therefore, Vyasa Purnima we celebrate as Guru Purnima. Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vinda Yatapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamayaf Pradipaha. My prostrations unto that Bhagavan Vyasa. Who is he? Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. What a mighty intellect. The greatness of Vyasa was, Even when he was in Dwapara Yuga, end of Dwapara Yuga, he was worried about people who are going to be born in Kali Yuga. See the compassion of that Guru. His heart did not melt seeing the misery of the immediate disciples. No. His heart melted seeing the misery which the people who are going to be born in Kali Yuga, they are going to face. Therefore, he started composing one after another. Vedas were compiled. Then he felt, no, the people who are going to be born in Kali Yuga, they will not be able to by heart all the Vedas. So let me divide it into 4. Rig, Yajus, Sama, Atharva, he made into 4. One disciple was given in charge. You master this branch. At least 1/4 they will be able to remember. Then he understood, no, I don't think that is also possible. Then he wrote Brahma Sutra. Then he felt, no, it is also going to be difficult. Then he composed this Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. There it is given. Srimad Bhagavatam. At least let them love God. If they are able to love God, that will take them there. So Srimad Bhagavatam was composed. Mahabharata was composed, containing 1,00,000 verses. Just imagine the compassion of the teacher. The 2 most important virtues a guru must have is, he should be a Brahmanishta and he should be a Shrotriya. He must have thorough experience of God realization, and moreover he must be able to communicate it to his disciples. Both are necessary. You must have knowledge, moreover you must have the ability to communicate. These are the 2 major qualifications of a teacher. But there is one more qualification. What is the 3rd qualification? A compassionate heart. When he sees the suffering of the disciple, his heart must melt. It is this compassion which forces him to take greater and greater pains to elevate the suffering of his disciple. This we find in full in Bhagavan Veda Vyasa Rishi. That is why Vyasa Purnima is celebrated as Guru Purnima. Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pulla Ravinda Yatapatra Netra. Vyasa Rishi's eyes, they are what you call so beautiful, like the fully blossomed lotus petal. What is the beauty of the eye? The beauty of the eye is those eyes which are able to see the truth. Those eyes which are able to see the perfect self in the imperfect mortal. So even when that guru sees the disciple, he is not seeing the imperfection of the disciple, he is seeing the perfect self, the Atma in the disciple. Those eyes are perfect eyes which sees the truth, and those eyes which are compassionate towards the suffering humanity. That is the beauty of the eye. So such were the beauties of Bhagavan Veda Vyasa Rishi's eyes. He saw the truth everywhere. He saw the perfection in his disciples, in everyone for that matter. And his compassionate eyes shed tears of sorrow seeing the sufferings of humanity. Pulla Ravinda Yatapatra Neta Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradeepaha. This compassionate Rishi, what did he do? He lit the lamp of knowledge, Jnanamaya Pradeepaha. Making use of Mahabharata as the oil, Bharata Taila Purnaha. Making use of the oil. What is the oil? The Mahabharata story. And what was the purpose of narrating all the stories? The purpose was to light this lamp of knowledge, which will eradicate the darkness of ignorance in the heart of every one of us. So what is that lamp of knowledge? It is nothing but Srimad Bhagavad Gītā. This is the core. The core teaching of the entire Mahabharata is this Bhagavad Gita. And this is that lamp of knowledge. Our prostration to that teacher, who out of his compassion has given this knowledge to us, because of which our life has been transformed. So let us express our gratitude to this Guru Parampara, because of whom even today we are at least gaining this knowledge. This knowledge is available to us because there is a Parampara who has transferred this knowledge from one generation to another. So therefore we must be grateful to this entire Guru Parampara. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Ma Kasyit Dukkha Bhag Bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.